Welcome to Moral FC. It is what it is. This is an easy way how to draft your pencil or your straight skirt. Pencil or straight skirt. This is an easy way. I'm telling you, you're gonna learn something new after this tutorial. Something new, so you have to watch the video to the end. I know you have been watching several videos, but I'm telling you, you're gonna learn something new after this tutorial. You need your waist measurement, you need your hip measurement, and you need the length of your skirt. You're gonna divide your waist into 4. You write it down. You divide your hips into 4, and you write it down. You don't need to divide your length of your skirt. So it's up to you how long, how short you want your skirt to be. So these are the 3 measures that you need to make your skirt. You can see lines drawn over there. Don't get confused. I'm going to explain everything for you. The first line being drawn at left and ½ inch. That's not going to stand as my starting point. My starting lines are going to be at the top by the ½ inch I left. I'm going to explain that to you later, so you have to stay tuned to understand the reason why I left and ½ inch. After that, we're going to go to the hips. The hip measurement, if the person is long, you can make it 9 inches. It's kind of short, like some have 7.5 and 8 inches. But when you're making your hip measurement, when drafting your hip, you have to consider your waistband. It's very important. Some people do it and forget about the waistband. The waistband, whatever you want to make your waistband 1 inches, 1.5 or 2 inches, you have to deduct from your hip measurement. Then you draw your hip measurement. Because when you are taking the measurement, you take the measurement from the waist of that person to the length of your desire. So you can't leave, you can't bring the waistband without. That will give you an extra long one. It's going to be long, if you understand what I mean. So you have to consider your waistband. So this is the length that I'm working on. The length, you have to give an extra allowance like 2 inches for the folding part of the bottom. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like and share. It is what it is. You're going to learn something new as we go. I know you've been watching a lot of videos, you're going to learn something new. So don't forget to subscribe, like and share, and comment. Tell me what you think. It is what it is. So I left like 2 inch over there. You can leave like 1.5 or 1 inch as you want, or maybe 3 inches. It's up to you. Much work is done in the front than the back, so let's get it on. Your waist, you have to divide your waist into 4. Whatever you get, then you write it down. This one that I'm working on, the waist is 32. I divide into 4. That will give me 8. I mark my 8 inches. I'll go to the hip line. The hip is 40. Divide your 40 into 4. That will give you 10. Then you write your 10 inches. Let's go back to the waistline. We have to make for the dots. The dots, you measure your nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. This is the pattern, so you don't have to add your extra allowance. But when you're working on the made fabric, you have to add your extra allowance to it. The length of my dot is 5 inches. 5 inches. Then you mark it down. Make sure you have a straight line. Yeah, I'm checking so that I get my straight line. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like and share and comment. So still working on the dots. We're gonna take each side ½ an inch, ½ an inch, so ½ an inch from this part and ½ an inch from this part as well. So this is the dot that we are doing. You measure your nipple to nipple measurement. As your dot, it's 1 inch. It's half from that part. You're gonna give 1 inch. You have to bring it back. You have to borrow it, so you have to pay it. You write it on 1 inch there. Then before adding your sewing allowance, you can make it 1 inch or 1.5 or 2 inch. I made mine 1.5. Come back to the hip line. You divide your hip into 4. Whatever you get, then you add your sewing allowance to it. 1.5 or 1 or 2 inches is up to you. So this is where the most of the work is being done, whether you want to make it a straight skirt or a pencil skirt. So if you want to make a straight skirt, if you want to make it a straight skirt, you just have to use the same measurement as your hip to the bottom side, then you draw a straight line. So this is serving you as your straight skirt. The hip and the bottom is supposed to be the same. So that is straight skirt. But if you don't want a straight skirt, maybe you want to have a little bit of pencil skirt, not really pencil skirt, then you have to go in. You are working at the bottom of the skirt. You go in like 1 inch is normal, or maybe 1.5. But you want to make it a pencil, you go by 2 or 2.5 or 3 inches. That is where the pencil form. Or maybe you want it like a little bit of flare, a little bit, not too much. Then you have to go up like this, and you add an 1 inch or 2 inch or 3 inch, just a little bit. You want a little bit of flare there. That is up to you. Then you draw your line. But I'm working on 2 inches as a pencil skirt, so you just have to connect from your bottom to the hip line. From the bottom to the hip line. Then after that, you connect from the waist to the hip line. Make sure you make a curve at that point so that you don't get any sharp over there. So you have to cut it out. This is the front pattern. You're done with the front one. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and comment. Click on the notification bell, so anytime I post a new video, you will be updated. So you just have to fold it back like this. Then you cut it just like that. The difference, much work is being done in the front and the back. The only things you gotta do here is just you have to put the front pattern on the back pattern like that. Then you mark all the lines that you did, the waist, the hip, you know. You just have to trace everything. The only thing that you can add here, the back is longer than the front, like 1/2 inch, or you can make it one inch longer. As you can see, it's 1/2 inch. And also it's going to be a zipper side, which are left like 2 inches, which 1.5 going to be a zipper side. The other one I'll explain to you later what I'm going to do with that place. So I'm going to leave on 1.5 for a zipper side. You just have to do like the diet. You just have to come to the waist side, your nipple to nipple, as we did in the front pattern. But always remember always that the back dart is always 1 inch longer than the front. The front we did it 5 inches, but the back is always going to be like 6 inches long. So always the back pattern is longer than the front pattern by 1 inch. Put it in your mind. So you're going to do the same thing. You mark 1/2 inch here, 1/2 inch, then you draw your dart, that is 6 inches. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and comment. Click on the notification bell so you're never going to miss any of my tutorial. So when you're done like this, if the person don't have the back, you know, the back, you know what I mean, you come to the waist side, you minus like 1 inch, come out like 1 inch from the waistline. If the person don't have a back, you just have to, don't need to do this one, you just have to cut it straight away like you cut the front. So you come to the hip line, you measure 7 or 7.5 below, or you just have to measure from the waistline under your bum, under your I don't want to say the under your, you know, under, you just have to measure your waist back under your, whatever you get, 15 or 17 inches, you just have to mark that place. Then you mark a 1/2 inch, 1 inch from that point. I hope you understand what I mean. So you just have to mark 1 inch from that line. Also put in mind that if you're only gonna add a zipper allowance only when you want to put a zip at the back. But if you don't want to put a zip at the back, you just have to cut the same thing. You want to put zip at the side. There are two ways you have to put zip at the side. You don't need to leave a zipper allowance. You just have to cut the same thing as you cut the front. Again, you just have to cut the same thing only if you want to put a zipper at your side, not at your back. So this one, sometimes you're gonna look at somebody, you're gonna look at the skirt, the back has been like, the curve is there, everything like the curve. That's what I'm doing right now. And that's what I'm doing right now. So you just have to come at the top, the ½ inches there. Our waist is not a round circle, it's not a circle, the back is higher than the front, so you just have to trim that one off. And we're going to work with the front pattern again. We will come to the hip line. The hip line, we're going to minus ½ inch from the hip line, because when you find out that your clients have a big back, the bum is big, you just have to, sometimes look at the skirt and you're going to see the front is really flat. This is what's going to happen. When you do this, you're going to see the front is really flat and the back, the curve is always curved. So you're going to minus ½ inch from the hip line, then you draw a new curve, a new line, you join it together like what I'm doing right now. Then you have to cut it off. Remember, we remove ½ inch from the hip line from the front pattern. We're going to put that ½ inch back at the back pattern. So you just have to go there at the hip line and add ½ inch. Then you start drawing your new line curve again. From the waist to the 1 inch. Remember that we deducted 1 inch, then you draw a new curve. So that when you look at it, you're gonna see that the back has really curved a lot. The back has really curved a lot. When you do this, you're gonna fit you properly. There's no doubt about it. You're gonna see that your back has been the curve, everything is well perfect. I hope you understand what I mean. So you just have to cut it off. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, like and share, comment, click on the notification bell so you're never gonna miss any of my tutorial. So as you can see that the back has really curved. It has this curve, but the front really don't have much curve. When you trim that one off, you're gonna see that don't have real curve, but the back pattern has a curve. And always make sure that your material has been folded into two. The ½ inch that I left when I was making the front pattern, here we go. I'm gonna make a curve from that part to the folding part to the center front. So you have to reach at where your pattern, the dot is, in the middle of the dot. You have to reach there and you make a straight line, as you can see. Don't make it curve to the center, no. You just have to reach at where your dot is, then you mark straight line to the center. So we're gonna make the waist. Because the waist is really curved, so we can't draw a straight waistband. We just have to use the dot as we said. Then you get the center. Remember, your fabric or your pattern is being folded into two. Don't forget, it is folded into two when you're working. So you're gonna count up by 1 inch, then you join into your dot, the dot that you made, half of your dot, then you join it like that, then you make a curve. Then you're gonna see how is your waistband, 1 inch or 2 inch or 1.5 or 3 inch as you wanted it to be. Then you start marking it out. After that, you join it. Remember, the waist has been folded into two. Fold it into two. I'm going to check the measurement of the waist. The waist was 8 plus 1.5. So I'm checking everything. You just have to add your sewing allowance to it as well. Don't forget your sewing allowances. Again, the fabric is supposed to be folded into two. The part is supposed to be folded into two. Whatever we work on is being folded into two. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and comment. Click on the notification bell so you're never gonna miss any of my tutorial. So when you measure the waist like this, remember we're gonna work with the dot. So you have to minus that one from it. So if it is 10, you have to just minus 1, make it 9. Because of the dot, we're going to show the dot. So this is the front band that I'm doing. This is the front band. So when you fold your pattern, your dot like this, you measure it like that, then you cut it out. Hey, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, comment, click on the notification bell. It is what it is. As you can see, so when I put it back, you're gonna see that everything has been shaped properly. You know, just gotta do the same thing to the back. Do the same thing to the back. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and comment. Leave your comments below. Ask any question, and I will definitely give you an answer. So let me leave you here. Let me let you try the back. You're gonna do the same thing at the back as well. Try your hands at the back. Let's see how it comes. It is what it is. More IFC. I'm out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Ask any question that you want to ask about this pattern, and I'll give you an answer on it. Blessing.